What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Caleb Plant versus Anthony Dirrell, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBC super-middleweight world title eliminator, and this fight was Saturday, October 15th from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and this fight was broadcasted on Fox pay-per-view. And in this fight, Caleb Plant was able to get a scintillating and excellent 9th-round knockout victory over Anthony Dirrell, and this was really just a brutal knockout. Like I said before, it was an extraordinary knockout, and it came out of nowhere. So leading up to the stoppage, I had this bout scored 78-74 in favor of Caleb Plant. And just so you know, if you guys do hear any car noises or anything like that, it's because I am in my car, or my family's car. But this fight was just very solid for Caleb Plant. It really was primarily a solid finish to a boring fight. It wasn't really the most exciting fight. I was there watching it. I was actually next to really Dirrell's entourage, and it was pretty funny to hear what they had to say about Caleb Plant the entire time. But just to break it down round by round. The first round, I thought that actually Dirrell had the bigger and better shots than Caleb Plant. I thought he was just the aggressor in that round, so I gave him that first round. Then in round number 2, I thought it was also a pretty close round, but I thought that Caleb Plant had better jabs and better boxing. So after 2 rounds, I had a 1-1, or 19-19. Then in round number 3, Caleb Plant had some nice multi-punch combinations going up and downstairs. Round 4, primarily, Caleb Plant had the better boxing, but Dirrell did have some decent sort of work late in that round. But primarily, I thought the better work was from Plant. Then around number 5, there was one pretty solid right uppercut from Caleb Plant, but mostly Anthony Dirrell had pretty good pressure in that 5th round, so I gave him that 5th round, but it could have went either way. Then around number 6, the more activity, or Caleb Plant had more activity. He was just simply working harder than Anthony Dirrell in that 6th round, so I gave him that round as well. Same with round number 7. Caleb Plant was just out jabbing Anthony Dirrell. Round number 8 was really a non-action-packed round. Nothing really happened, but I thought that Caleb Plant, like round 7, just had slightly the better jabs and the better boxing. But then in round number 9, this was really the big round of the fight. It was exciting early, and it was exciting when it ended. So in that 9th round, Caleb Plant actually got backed up to the ropes and was getting hammered with big right hands and sort of backed up. It looked like he was hurt a bit. He got hit with a big right hand. Dirrell followed up and backed Caleb Plant into the ropes. And like I said, it looked like Caleb Plant was a bit stunned. But then a minute after that, Caleb Plant went downstairs with a left hook. And then Dirrell thought he had an opening. He was throwing a hook of his own. Then Caleb Plant came upstairs with a perfectly placed flush left hook to the jaw of Anthony Dirrell that sent him crashing down out cold on the canvas. It was a brutal knockout. Probably one of the best knockouts I've seen in person. This was a very solid win for Caleb Plant. I knew that Caleb Plant was going to win pretty easily, but I didn't know that he was going to stop him like that. I thought if he would have stopped him, it would have been a standing stoppage or something like that. But that was a very, very good knockout for Caleb Plant. So this goes into the question, what is next for Caleb Plant? Well, actually, before that, if you're watching this fight, comment down below how you scored and your thoughts on the fight. But yeah, for Caleb Plant, I think that being that this was a world title eliminator, the WBC interim champion is David Benavidez. Obviously, the undisputed champion is Canelo Alvarez, who already demolished Caleb Plant. So, being that Caleb Plant's a PBC fighter and David Benavidez is a PBC fighter, most of the fans have been clamoring for that fight. So I think that it would be a very smart fight for that, or a very smart choice for that fight to happen. I think it would sell a lot. It could be a good pay-per-view. Caleb Plant, being that he won this eliminator, obviously, and David Benavidez, being that he won the interim title, obviously, and they're both very, very good top 10 fighters. So I would like to see that fight next. And if Caleb Plant doesn't fight David Benavidez, I honestly don't know what would be next for him, to be 100% honest. Maybe taking on someone else in the top 10, but really the fight that makes 100% most sense is that David Benavidez fight. But as for Anthony Dirrell, losing here for, I believe this is the 3rd time in his career, if I'm correct. This was a brutal knockout loss for him. Even though he's 37 years old, he looked like he was doing pretty good for his age in this fight, in my opinion, from what I was watching. He was holding his own against a top 10 young, hungry fighter in Caleb Plant. But, he got caught with one shot. and that was it. So I think in his next fight, I mean, who knows? He could retire, or he's going to take on maybe someone who's top 25, top 30 in the super middleweight division, that he could get a solid, like maybe last career win or something like that over. Or maybe he continues on with his career. I don't know. I'm not one to talk for what goes on with Anthony Dirrell, but that's definitely a possibility that could be next for him. Either maybe retirement soon, or taking on some like decent level top 25, top 30 guys that he could beat in its own right. So overall, Caleb Plant brutally knocks out Anthony Dirrell in the 9th round to win the WBC super middleweight world title eliminator. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.